Rory McIlroy calls the fallout from Phil Mickelson Saudi Golf League remarks unfortunate after a week has passed. Let's get into it. First up, McIlroy changes stance. 10 days after Rory McIlroy dubbed Phil Mickelson's viral comments on Mickelson's dealings with the planned Saudi Golf League naive, greedy, arrogant, and dumb, McIlroy has adopted a more empathetic stance on the topic. Since McIlroy last talked out against Mickelson on February 20th at the Genesis Invitational, numerous sponsors have either halted or discontinued their association with Mickelson, and even more professionals have attacked him. McIlroy told reporters at Bay Hil on Wednesday that the entire scenario was unfortunate. Rory McIlroy said on Wednesday that beleaguered golfer Phil Mickelson, who is taking a break from the game due to backlash for comments he made against the Saudi-backed Super Golf League and the PGA Tour, deserves a second opportunity. Next, we have Mickelson's comments. An author of an impending unauthorized biography of Mickelson recently published extracts from the book in which the golfer described the Saudis as scary, but claimed he was ready to look beyond their human rights violations in order to gain leverage with the PGA Tour. Mickelson was cited as telling golf writer Alan Shipnuck that the Saudi group sponsoring a potential new league were terrifying people to work with. He claimed that everyone knows they murdered Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi and have a terrible human rights record. Mickelson informed Shipnuck, whose book on Mickelson is due in May, that they execute homosexual people over there. Knowing all of this, why would I even consider it? Because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reshape how the PGA Tour operates. The rival league suffered a major setback last week when none of the top 12 players in the globe expressed an interest in joining for guaranteed money. Mickelson issued an embarrassing statement on Tuesday, admitting that his words were reckless, but they were not meant to be published. Next up, Mickelson apologized. Saudi Arabia's administration has refuted allegations of human rights violations. Mickelson apologized for the comments, which he said were made off the record, but the six-time major winner and longtime fan favorite has since found himself isolated and has lost a number of sponsors. He also apologized to Greg Norman's LIV Golf Investments for anything taken out of context and referred to them as visionaries who, like him, desire to improve golf. Mickelson did not name the PGA Tour or Commissioner Jay Monahan, whom he said likened golf as a dictatorship in the Shipnuck interview. He stated that he desperately needs time apart to get his priorities straight. McIlroy believes Mickelson received too much backlash. McIlroy told reporters at Bay Hil in Orlando, Florida, ahead of this week's Arnold Palmer Invitational, saying Phil has been and continues to be a tremendous advocate for the game of golf. He feels it is terrible that a few statements he believed he was saying in secret or off the record became public and were used against him, but he believes the entire scenario is regrettable. No golfers have openly joined up for the new rival league, which is attempting to entice elite players away from the PGA Tour with the prospect of massive compensation packages. Northern Irishman Rory McIlroy, one of a spate of big-name players who have all but given up on the Super Golf League, said he fully expects Mickelson to return and believes the players want him to. He's done such a wonderful job for the game of golf, and he's represented the game of golf very, very well for the entirety of his career, McIlroy says. McIlroy, the world number 5, stated that everyone makes errors, and he hopes to see Mickelson, age 51, back on tour. McIlroy, a 4-time major champion, stated that everyone says things they wish they could change. No one's an exception of making mistakes. However, they should be allowed to make errors and to seek forgiveness, as well as be able to expect others to forgive them and move on. He then stated that he's hoping that Mickelson would return at some point and that people will welcome him back and be delighted that he is back. Now in golf news, Dylan Fratelli commits golfing felony. Dylan Fratelli has breached a particular rule for the second year in a row at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. According to Daniel Rappaport on Twitter, Fratelli teed it up on the driving range in a specific area that is kept unoccupied with Bay Hil's famed umbrella and a name tag of Palmer beneath. This is rumored to be the site where the renowned Arnold Palmer used to sit and observe the competitors at the event he organized before his death in 2016. According to Rappaport on Twitter, a golfing felony had been committed. However, this was not Fratelli's first offense. Rappaport noted that the South African had made the same error in successive years, hitting balls from Arnie's iconic location in 2021 as well. Fratelli, who won the John Deere Classic in 2019, sprang to his own defense and responded to Rappaport, claiming that Arnie would have let him smash some balls from his place while he ate lunch or proceeded to play 9 holes. It's safe to assume the 31-year-old had no intention of offending anybody by utilizing this section of the range, and it was just a mistake. He did, however, tweet that when making his third visit at Bay Hil, no one had ever notified him that this location wasn't intended to be used. Next, Viktor Hovland at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. It's not often that a player can pinpoint the precise moment when things go wrong, but for Viktor Hovland, it was as clear as a spring afternoon. Hovland had his share of the lead after 16 holes until his tee ball at the par 3 17th hole landed in a bunker in front of the green. He could only manage a shot by 50 feet from a tricky downhill lay, setting him a 2-putt bogey bogey. It was horrible luck and a microcosm of his Arnold Palmer Invitational week. He went 3 for 13 in sand saves for the week, placing him 73rd in the field out of 77 players who made the cut. Up next, Garbowski runs short on balls. Garbowski was 1 over for the round and 6 over for the tournament as he arrived at Newport Beach's watery par 3 fourth, his 13th hole of the day. He took a drop in the penalty area after splashing his tee shot, following which he dunked another ball that he was unable to recover. According to a statement published with Golf.com by the Tour's Rules Committee, Garbowski discovered at this moment that he didn't have any more balls of the same brand and type that he used at the start of his round to fulfill the one-ball rule that was in force. Garbowski requested a ruling and purchased a different brand and model of ball to finish the 4th hole. The rules official confirmed that Garbowski would suffer the general penalty for violating the one-ball rule during play of the 4th hole and would need to play the same brand and model of ball he used at the start of his round from the next team position to avoid being disqualified. Now, Rory McIlroy on the Arnold Palmer Invitational. It would be a cliche to suggest that playing the Arnold Palmer Invitational this weekend was like being in a heavyweight battle, with Bay Hil Club in Orlando carrying quite the punch on the field. Rory McIlroy, the 4-time major winner and 2018 API champion, couldn't hold back any longer as a second consecutive 4 over 76 dropped him from T6 to T13 on Sunday. To be honest, I'm punch drunk, McIlroy said. It's like crazy golf on the weekends. The scoring average at Bay Hil on Sunday was 75.481, about 5 strokes higher than the final round average of any other event throughout the 2021-22 season. Scotty Scheffler's winning 72-hole total of 5 under par was the greatest in relation to par on the PGA Tour since Jon Rahm won the 2020 BMW Championship at 4 under. Scheffler's 283 total was matched for the second highest winning score on tour since the start of the 2014-15 season after Tyrrell Hatton's 284 at the 2020 Arnold Palmer Invitational and the 2016 Masters 284 scored by Danny Willett. McIlroy's dissatisfaction was caused by more than simply high scores and a lack of birdies. Rather, it was the perception that his game was really rather excellent. He did shoot a first-round 65 to lead on Thursday, but that a tough course design of firm, fast greens mixed with 5- and 6-inch rough and windy weather resulted in players being unfairly penalized at times. Lastly, Brem secures his tour card. Brem earned his position in the field at Grand Reserve Golf Club by cashing in the sole start from a minor medical extension, which was given to him after he tested positive for COVID-19 and missed last year's Zurich Classic when he was meant to pair with Joel Damon. While a solo second would have allowed Brem to maintain his tour card and compete in the FedEx Cup numbers 126 through 150 category for the remainder of the season, it was effectively win or go home, or in golf terms, back to the Korn Ferry Tour. With his wife Chelsea on the bag, Brem strolled to a 6-shot victory in the Puerto Rico Open on Sunday, not only retaining his card, but also securing it for another 2 years. When the final putt dropped, capping off a 4th consecutive sub-68 round and 1 bogey week, Brem lifted both hands in the air, hugged and kissed his wife, and simply uttered, "Wow." And that's a wrap for this video. Do you think Phil Mickelson deserves a second chance? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.